Welcome to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access with Bigpatssportstalk, where you get the latest and realest Giants news and content. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Want to talk your talk with Bigpatssportstalk and become an official Big Blue Crew member? Hit the join button in the description. Wanna look fly is some Bigpatssportstalk merch? Head over to the Bigpatsport shop and grab you some gear. The link is in the description.
New York Giants Full Access, all Giants, all the time. All right, Giants fans. New York Giants Full Access is now live. Enjoy the show.
All right, all right. Thank you guys for tuning in to New York Giants Full Access live here on a Wednesday night. The eve of the NFL season is here tonight. Tomorrow night is the Packers versus no. It's the Ravens versus the Chiefs. Tomorrow night. We'll be calling that on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network tomorrow night. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate everybody hitting that like and subscribe button in the middle, in the beginning of the show. And tonight we're just going to preview the Vikings versus the Giants Sunday, noon, 1 o'clock Eastern. And we're going to talk about the New York Giants going into this game, man, how we compare to the Vikings, how we stack up to the Vikings. Should we be getting a victory week 1? So do appreciate everybody tuning in. What's going on, Iman Perry, on everybody's channel, as always. Salute to little bulldozer, man. He has a kid on the way. He's at the hospital now. Tune in with us, waiting for his little person to come in. He says little man, so it's a son. Congratulations, little bulldozer, man.
Congrats.
And man, it's an honor you on here live with us while your son is being born. That's crazy. And it's an honor, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for always tuning in to the live.
He's being born on my birthday.
Yep. So, hey.
Name him Lou.
Yep.
Name him Lou.
That's what's
Big
up.
Lou.
Yeah, happy birthday to Big Lou too, man. He's 59 years old now. So another year older, over half a century. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Man,
and something bitch for that one.
and appreciate you as well, brother, being live here, still going live with the Big Blue Crew, even though it's your birthday. Like I said, man, if you need to dip out, you know what I'm saying, celebrate your birthday, man, go ahead and do that, man. We'll hold it down for you, Big Blue. But appreciate you being here, man.
I got the little ones. I'd rather celebrate it with my most precious people that I love. So, you know what I'm saying?
Facts. Daniel Berry Sports, thank you for tuning in. Lane Kenner, thank you for tuning in. Hey, we are asking your first question in since you threw the question in from the very beginning. He says, how do y'all feel about Daniel Jones, Evan Neal, and Brian Dable? And who is Dave Ginnam? Who is he talking about? This is like the third.
Oh, no.
Ginnam. I don't know who. I know you can't be talking about Dave Gettleman. He's been gone. Who are you talking about right there, Lane? As far as Dave, but how do you feel about Daniel Jones going into this Vikings game? Lou, if you want to start off the birthday old man, can't even say birthday boy, grown man. How you feel about Daniel Jones going into this game, brother?
Daniel Jones throws 42 touchdowns this year, starting with 4 against the Vikings.
He throws 4 touchdowns against the Vikings. Explain how he does that, because a lot of people are laughing right now. I'm just letting you know.
They can laugh. It's okay. They can laugh. Listen, never seen Liar Liar when that kid made a wish?
Yeah.
Daniel Jones would throw 42 touchdowns and run for 8. So when I tell you that he's going to throw 4 against Vikings to set the season off right, I'm telling you.
Hey, Tudo sending the 49.99 super chat to Big Lou for his birthday. He says, salute El Machito del Baruqua. And a very happy birthday to Big Boricua. I always mess that up, Boricua. And very happy birthday to Big Boss Lou, the Big Blue Crew Sports fam and crew, and all little people, wide people, small people, weird people, goofy people, dumb people, stupid people, ignorant people, black people, Latino people, Italian people, white people, all people around the world. Greetings from all of us in Italy, and let's eat now. Let's go, Tudo. Appreciate you, bro. Miss Trina, thank you for tuning in. Pablo, thank you for tuning in. Dash,
thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Tudo, for the super chat. Thank you for all the birthday wishes, man. I'm grateful. I'm blessed to see another day above ground. I know y'all gonna crack jokes. You can call me whatever age you want. Just like black don't crack, Spanish don't tarnish.
And once again, Lou making it about himself.
They all say happy birthday, Luke. It is about me. The hell?
Right. Sadie, what's going on? He said the crew is in the house. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The crew is in the house. My
God.
Oh
Danger.
my God. Danger.
kREW the damager. When the East is in
Right.
the house. Oh my God.
God,
Danger.
danger.
Is in the house.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Danger.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Oh my God.
I know that. Ruben, what's going on? Hit that like and subscribe button for us, Ruben, if you haven't already. Hey, the real multi says congratulations to Lou and a little bulldozer for another little bulldozer being brought into the world. Appreciate you for tuning in. TP Wade, what's going on? Wells, what's
TP,
going
what's
on?
good with you?
Wells with the $10 super
Wells,
chat for Lou.
what
He
it
says
do?
happy 53rd birthday to the soldier. Big Blue Lou, 11 to 6. Let's go. Appreciate you tuning in. Rick, what's going on, Rick? He says, hey boys, hope Lou Dog's right. G-Man, yeah, I hope he's right too. Joey Cruz, thank you for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you. Hey, I will say this before we get into more of Daniel Jones. Hey, if you're a content creator and you do live sports and you do live sports videos, the Big Blue Crew Sports Network is looking for you. We are looking for people who are consistent and very serious about their content. If you are wanting to build your channel, the Big Blue Crew Sports Network is where you can do it at. And you can get
Yes.
two monies. You can get paid from your channel and you can make money on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. This is a very great opportunity. We have created this and we have created this for content creators who are serious about their work. So if you want to be a content creator, you want to be creative with your sports show, no matter what sports team you do, let us know and we will get in contact with you, maybe through Twitter or through email. And we want people who love sports to be on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network to get your name heard. So if you're a content creator in the chat, let us know and we'll get in contact with you, man, because we want good people here on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Like Tudo says, fat people, wide people, sports people, Yankees
Right.
people, 49ers people, NBA
Northern
people,
people.
NFL
Southern
people. Yeah, we want good people on the network. What's going on, JC
People, soft
NYC?
people.
Right. He says, yo, we Puerto Ricans come in all colors. Let's go. Giants from Arizona.
That's a
Let's
fact.
go,
All
JC
shades of
NYC.
wheat, baby. All
Yes.
shades of
Fact.
wheat. From the darkest shade of wheat to the lightest hue of wheat. The whole human
Hey.
family is a shade of wheat.
Hey, J-Lay says, oh shit, it's a real one born day. Happy birthday, my guy.
Hey,
He said,
J Lay.
Tudo, we gonna have to get you some counseling about the Eagles. He says, Pat, all people except effing Eagles, mate. Hey, listen, Tudo. Shoot, we want rugby people on there too, Tudo. So
Yes.
this is a call out for all content creators who create sports. We want you on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network, man, for sure. Long as you're consistent and long as you're an honest person and an honest man about your business, man, we want you here on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network.
We
Hey,
want you.
Miss April, send the invoice. She
Salute.
says, happy birthday to Big Lou. What's going on, Miss April? Appreciate you tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us if you haven't already. I know you have, but I have to say it. Hey, she says, definitely need a woman on y'all team. Hey,
Yes, we do.
we're trying to get everybody on there, man. This is where you want to be at, man. We're definitely recruiting right now. And like I said, if you're a content creator that's coming to this show, give us a holler, man. We can definitely talk some talk with you. All right. But
Facts.
Daniel Jones,
Here we go.
Tudo being messy. But like NYG said, here we go. So what do you think about Daniel Jones going into this Vikings game, brother? What do you think?
um, much like my brother said, man, Lou, Daniel Jones got to show out this game. Like this is his game, you know. There's a few teams in the NFL that Daniel Jones plays well against. The Vikings is one of them. So you, you know, now's your time to shine. You have your own team. There's no Saquon Barkley shadow on you, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, you got to go out there and you got to show out. You know, I'm not gonna put any numbers on it or anything like that. I just feel like Daniel Jones has just got to go and lead his team to victory. I mean, you can't have mistakes. You can't go out there and play sloppy. You got to play efficient football. You know, just win the game. You know, don't try to play hero. Don't try to shut up the critics. Play your game, Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, Brian Dable will put him in position. I think he will. They got to use his skill set to his benefit. I don't want to see him running a lot, but you can't ignore his rushing ability either, because now you're taking away from what he does well. So I do want to see Brian Dable develop this game plan, not only for this team, but to help out his quarterback. You know, your quarterback's coming off an injury. We know how fragile Daniel Jones is when it comes to confidence. So this is a game where he can build confidence. This is a game where, he can get confidence and rhythms with Malik Nabers and Darius Slayton, Hyatt, Wandale Robinson, Bellinger, Theo Johnson, whoever else, Singletary, Tyrone Tracy, Eric Gray, whoever. This is the game where Daniel Jones needs to go into the season being confident. You can't have a stinker like last year, because that puts the whole team behind. You got to go out here, get a dub week 1, and build that momentum, build confidence. Because if you think about 2022, that first Tennessee Titans game where the Giants were able to come back and win, that springboarded the whole season.
Yes,
we need a game. We need a game like that at home, and against Minnesota, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully the real Giants fans show out and not those trolls that want to see this man fail, man. Let's go Giants. The season is here. I'm hyped, man. Let's get it.
You're absolutely correct on that, NYG. I do believe Daniel Jones comes out guns a-blazing in this game, and he throws at least 2 touchdowns. I'm not going to say 4 like Lou, but Lou is on that train, and Lou is going to be 10 toes down no matter who's against him. So, I do believe he throws at least 2 touchdowns, and I think he gets a rushing touchdown. Maybe he does a quarterback sneak into the end zone or something like that.
10 toes down on what? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
He's going to be 10 toes down on his opinion no matter who goes against him. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's 1,000, 1,000,000. He's still going to be Lou regardless of what it is. So,
hey, my boy Pat knows me.
And I said, as he should be. That's what I said.
I heard that part. I was just trying to figure out what y'all talking about. I thought you were talking about the DJ haters coming in here with the caca.
Oh, no, we still got him, man. What's going on, Mike Oxmail? He says 21-10, Daniel Jones still Dookie, and he says, I think DJ throws multiple picks. Hey, that's your opinion, but thank you for viewing the show, and we appreciate you coming in here, brother. That's your opinion about Daniel Jones, and we can't tell you how to feel about Daniel Jones. All we can tell you is hopefully you're rooting for the Giants to win and not to lose. So, me personally, I think Daniel Jones comes out, he gets a 300-yard game, between 300 and 350 yards, 2 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. And we beat the Vikings like a 31-14, 31-20, somewhere around there. Hey, Mets. Hey, put in the chat if you want to call Mets baseball games on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Give us a yes or a no. And if you have a Twitter, we will get in contact with you, Mets. Just let us know.
You fucking invited.
Right. Kareem, what's going on? Marquise, what's going on? He says 23-20 Giants fingers crossed, and those are some long fingers crossed, so we got a good chance. Javi, what's going on, Javi? Thank you for tuning in. Marquise, I think I said you, Marquise.
I saw you come on right after me, Javi. I was still watching.
Okay. Met says he does, and he said it's Sting's Disciple 2. Is that your Twitter,
It
Mets?
must be his Twitter.
Hey, NYG, are you?
Let me
Well,
see if I
I'll
can
go
look
do
it
it real
up.
quick. Okay,
Nah, you
look it
got
up
it.
on.
Focus on the
Appreciate you.
show.
Appreciate
Yep.
you. As far as the Giants offense, Lou, you said that he's going to throw 4 touchdowns. Are you there, Lou? But Lou, Lou's going to be in and out. Well,
Yeah.
let me ask
I
you
didn't
this.
hear that. Sorry.
You, I just want you to elaborate on how Daniel Jones gets those 4 touchdowns.
Tomorrow against the Vikings.
Yeah.
One against Neighbors. I mean, one pass to Neighbors. On a deep pass, and then he gets the rest on his yak. Um, I'm gonna say one to Slayton, unnoticed. Everybody's worried about everybody else. Slayton sneaks by on a streaker and gets a touchdown. Um, I think one of the running backs, either Singletary or Gray, will get in there with a short pass. That's 3, right? And then one to Robinson. It's all going to be passes. Four passing touchdowns.
Okay, 4 passing touchdowns. Okay. Oh, El Capitan, he's actually sending real money to Lou tonight.
Let's
The
get
$5 super chat. What's going on, El Capitan? Hey, he says, "What's up?" He said, "What's up, fellas?" Rafuko in the building. He says, "Happy birthday to my brother Hermano Lou. Shout out to the Big Blue Crew Sports. This season is going to be epic." Yes, it is going to be epic. And I got a question to ask you too, El Capitan. Do you want to call Raiders and NFL games in Spanish?
No. Let me rephrase that. So he understands. We want you to call the Las Vegas Raiders games in Espanol on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network and officially make you a member of the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. How do you feel about that?
That's Lou's birthday wish.
No, don't put no shit like that on it.
Okay, El Capitan, what's your Twitter so we can get in
I
contact
finally
with
found
you?
him. I finally found Mets.
Okay.
I just followed you, Mets.
He said he wants to do Raiders and Chargers games in
Excellent.
Spanish on the Big Blue
Yes.
Sports Network. So, hey,
Perfect.
El Capitan, what's your Twitter so we could get you the credentials in order to upload a live
I
and call the games?
think do I follow Rafi on Twitter? I think so.
I know you got a pretty dope Twitter too. I know you got a dope TikTok and Instagram too. Some of the stuff you be putting on there is hilarious.
Yep, I got him right here. El
All right.
Capitan.
Get in contact with him,
Yep.
NYG.
Just hit me up, Mets and El Capitan, and we'll set you guys up, man, on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network.
All right. JC said he doesn't throw picks because he's a check down machine his whole QB career. Dabo wants him pushing the ball down the field this year. That is very true, Mike. But what is not true is he a check down machine his whole QB career. That's false. He had 2 years where he had the best deep ball percentage in the league. Pause. So that's not necessarily true. JC says, regardless, check down or not, even when he throws deep, he does it. But congratulations on your point. Salute. Rick Butte, he says, hoping his team can use low power rankings set by all so-called experts to motivate them all year. Pressures off nothing to lose. Use it. Yep. I think I really think Daniel Jones opens up this year as far as the offense, and I believe Dabo is going to force him to push the ball deep when you got people like Nabers and Slayton and Hyatt and Wandale Robinson. You're going to have to push the ball down the field because it only makes sense. And I do believe that he will do that this year. Now, will there be some mistakes? Yes, he might throw more than the usual 5 to 8 interceptions that he's been throwing the past couple of years. He might throw more than that, but it does give us an opportunity to overcome turnovers this year because you got people like Josh.
Sorry, we interrupt this program for a brief news update. November 1st, Pat, NYG, myself at the Airbnb need to carve out about 2 hours for a real serious presentation that's going to multiply all of what we're doing. Back to you, Pat.
All right. You have people like Josh Allen and me and NYG have called plenty of Bills games, and we see when Josh Allen turns into Jackass Allen, and he throws a lot of interceptions in the game. But the offense was created to where they can overcome those turnovers. So when you're able to get the ball down the field like you do with all those people, I always say Butte, Rick Buck. What's going on, Buck? I do believe we can actually overcome some turnovers this game and still win games. Yeah, Josh Allen, that's 18 picks, and that's actually, kind of low from what he's done. He's led the league in turnovers for the last 3 to 4 years. So, and the guys like
actually him and I think it's him, Mahomes, and I want to say Dak.
Dak,
yeah,
Prince
him
Charming,
too.
all those guys are up there with throwing picks. So it's Josh Allen be putting up numbers because they continue to go throw the ball down the field. That's a fact, Mike. That's
you're gonna put up numbers when you have multiple. Like when you pass the ball a lot, naturally you're gonna put up numbers. The more attempts you got, the more chances you got to score touchdowns and get yardage. It just makes sense, right? So you got to think if you're a team that's pass heavy, like the Chiefs, like the Bills, like the Cowboys have been in recent years, those quarterbacks are gonna put up stats. Doesn't mean they're good. Nah, that's when you got to get into the deeper, quarterback plays, film breakdown. When you actually looking at quarterbacks. Now, when we look at quarterbacks, the reason I say Josh Allen is probably a top 3 quarterback in this league is because he's asked to do a lot more in his offense than some of these other quarterbacks do. Like when you watch the Bills offense, not to get on the Bills tangent here, but Josh Allen definitely has to do more than what Pat Mahomes has to do. Pat Mahomes is in a Andy Reid type system. Josh Allen is in a, hey, save us, Josh Allen type of system. Like they don't do no favors on offense schematically. You know what I'm saying? Is hey, if the play breaks down, rescue us. If you look at the Chiefs, Andy Reid and them, they have a game plan. They're solid with their offensive and their play calling. They don't ask Pat Mahomes to do what Josh Allen does. So just keep that in mind when you guys go Google and Gaga for these quarterbacks. Like actually watch them play and actually watch what their coaches are asking them to do. And watch the scheme more importantly. But Daniel Jones hasn't had any of that. He hasn't had a scheme. He hasn't had a coach to help him. He hasn't had any of that until Brian Dable here now. So we'll see how this year shakes out, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the Giants. I'm excited for Daniel Jones and for Brian Dable, man, that they actually get to hopefully unlock this offense that we've been waiting 2 years to see.
Hey, we got Andrew, host of 2 Giants goofballs in the chat. Andrew,
it's good, Drew.
Here's a invitation. Let us know in the chat with a yes or a no. Do you want to be able to put your content on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network when you guys go live? We are giving an invitation to content creators who we feel are very good at what they do, and it gives you the opportunity to get your content out to more people.
And because
Andrew.
you don't flip flop and you're not wishy
Yeah,
washy, that's why
facts.
we would like to welcome you to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network.
Facts. And you call live, you could call games. If you call live, I've seen your content and I appreciate your content. So we want to give you an invitation to be able to put your content on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network.
And we
And we
also
can
appreciate how you support the network every time we go
facts.
live too.
Facts. So let us know, Andrew, if you're still there in the chat. Um, let us know. TP Way says this team hears the noise. They may not respond to it, but they hear everybody loud and clear. I know and believe this team will respond to it this week. Daniel Jones will as well. Remember, I said it. Yep. I do believe they go out there. Um, I think they go out there and punish the Vikings this first week, to be honest with you. Hey, Five Blizzard. Hey, God, with the high low on there. He says, I have no faith in DJ at all, but if he could give us another playoff berth before we move on from him, I'll take it. If he gives you another playoff berth, he's not going anywhere. Hey, thank you, Empire Jeff TV. First time here. I subbed up. Salute. Hey, appreciate it. Hey, Empire Jeff, do you do content? Let us know in the chat. Do you do content? We have to see. Let us know your channel so we subscribe to you and see your channel, because we're offering content creators to come and do their content on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. If you call sports games, looks like you got the NBA thing in there. So do you do NBA streams? Let us know in the chat. Oh, so
I
you
do
do
preseason
NBA
content.
and MLB. Would you be interested in putting your content on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network? Let us know. He says mostly Lakers and Dodgers. Cool. Would you be interested in putting that on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network? Because most of those games are going to be late because they're on the West Coast. So we would actually need someone to do that as well on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Let us know if you're interested. Lou,
Yo,
what do you think about Malik Nabers? What do you think what he's gonna do as far as
I have to quote Redman. Dog. Malik Nabers is a dog. He's gonna piss on all the other teams' fire hydrants and just march all up and down the field and crap in the end zones. It is what it is.
how many touchdowns do you think he gets of those 42 touchdowns from Daniel Jones? How many of those touchdowns you think he gets?
I think DJ's gonna spread the ball around evenly. Pause. Um, I don't know how many touchdowns go to him out of them 42.
Mm-hmm. Hey, DM me on Twitter at Big Pat Sports. Big Pat Sports on Twitter, Empire TV, and we could definitely talk about it, brother. Go ahead, Lou.
12.
You think he gets 12 touchdowns his rookie year? That would be excellent. 12 touchdowns his rookie year?
He's a dog, man. He's a bigger Steve Smith.
Oh, that's a problem. If he's a
He
bigger
better
Steve
be
Smith,
he better be rookie of the year then. If that's
yeah,
the
he get
case.
12 touchdowns. He's probably gonna be rookie of the year.
He got that heart. Like you seen him out there swinging
Mm-hmm.
preseason. First NFL practice. Yeah,
Oh, and happy birthday, Luke, by the
my
way.
kind of player. Leather to the face certified. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Don't
Hey,
give a damn. I'll punch you in your helmet. I don't care if it hurts my knuckles. You're gonna know you was in the
facts.
fight.
Okay, y'all going at it in the chat. Five Blizzard says that's cap, Lou. He says Nabers ain't gonna get no 12 touchdowns.
Somebody clip this. Somebody look at this. Somebody look
Right.
at this. Somebody look at this. Somebody please clip him saying that it's not gonna happen, because when it happens, I'm gonna play that clip on a 24-hour live stream.
Facts. Ema Perry says Nabers gets 2,000 yards and 25 touchdowns. Hey, NYG, are you there?
25 touchdowns. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. NYG, if you there, can you look up Empire Jeff TV and on Twitter to see if we can find him on Twitter? Man, his internet is going in and out. That is crazy.
Yeah. Wait, but Lou,
Okay,
you heard what
Mets.
I said?
My man
Happy
got
birthday.
his internet on Canal Street.
Right. What you say, Taj?
I said to Lou, happy birthday.
And then Lou dips out before he heard it, but he
Say what?
appreciated it.
Say what?
Taj said happy birthday.
I heard him say thank you, my brother.
All right.
But I think Malik, what do you think about Malik Nabers, Taj? We ain't heard from you in a long time, so you're gonna have to talk to us tonight, brother.
Oh man, I think Malik Nabers is gonna be a
I just thought he
dog
was
this
fine.
season for this Vikings game. For this Vikings game, I think he's gonna show out and be as good as advertised and be the player that we think he is gonna be. And that's just gonna be like kind of like the preview of it, for the rest of the season. That's what I think.
So, what do you think Daniel Jones does this year?
Daniel Jones, I think what DJ does this year with a decent to a solid offensive line, with a with finally some good wide receivers he got with him and a decent run game. I think Daniel Jones. If I had to say the stats that he puts up for a season, I think he puts up about like 30 to 33 or 4 touchdowns with with like 5 or 6 rushing touchdowns, and the passing yards, I would say I think he throws about like I would say he throws about over 3,500, and then for the rushing, I say he rushes like about like 600 to 700 rushing yards a season. So yeah, so I think he's gonna have a really solid year. Maybe good enough, that that the Giants gets away from actually drafting a quarterback next offseason.
Okay. A lot of people are saying cap the Daniel Jones throwing 30 touchdowns. And Five Blizzard, okay. Sorry for misinterpreting you. You say it's cap to my DJ statement. Okay. You said it's 30 TDs passing TDs for DJ. Stop it. Laughing emoji. He man averages half of that. I ask you, who is he throwing it to? Who is he throwing it to throughout his career? Because all those guys that are putting up major touchdown numbers, are they throwing to people like Richie James and Kadarius Toney and Kenny Galladay and Slayton as your best receiver, David Seals, Alex Bachman? Is he throwing? Are they throwing it to guys like that putting up major stats? I don't think so.
No.
But I will tell you this: if he does get close to 30 TDs, it's going to be because of this man. And that's a fact. It's going to be because of this man. Because I think this guy gets at least 10 touchdowns this year. And if he gets 10 touchdowns, you got Slayton, you got Wan'Dale Robinson, you got Hyatt, you got the tight ends that we have, and the system with Brian Daboll calling the plays. So I think he can get close to 30 touchdowns total. To be honest with you, I think he can get 25 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns rushing. Are you going to clown him for having a season like that? I don't know. Will you? Who knows? but I do believe he could put up some stats this year for sure. People acting like Daniel Jones can't throw 30 touchdowns. This is true, Iman. People acting like Daniel Jones can't throw 30 touchdowns. The man threw for 24 his rookie year. He can easily throw 40. Hell, if the offense is rolling like that this year, he can. I mean, who? He says, point taken, but the QB plays a role in making a receiver. Okay, Mike, tell me how a quarterback makes a receiver catch the ball and run better routes. Tell me how a quarterback does that. Explain to me that. Why do quarterbacks like Matt Castle can throw up touchdowns to people like who was he? I think he was with Andre. No, that was Matt Schaub, who could throw up mad touchdowns when he was with Andre Johnson, and then when Andre Johnson leaves, he can't throw anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. It's crazy to me that people believe that this dude can't throw 30 touchdowns when he threw 24 his rookie year when they were allowing him to throw the ball down the field. Like, explain that to me. People act like this dude has never thrown a good pass in his whole career, which is crazy. But yeah, what are you talking about? I was telling people about Tank Dell before he was drafted, and Nico Collins was a dog. You better go look up Nico Collins. Noah Brown actually went out there and did some things. Dalton Schultz went out there and did some things. So like, what are we talking about? You might not have known because you're not a NFL savant like that, but I knew who they were. I was telling people about Nico Collins when he got there. I told people about Tank Dell, Noah Brown. Like, you got to come better than that. Dalton Schultz, he was catching touchdowns for the Cowboys before he went over there, correct?
He was.
And they had a decent offensive line, like people are saying in the chat. Man Cave, what's going on, brother? The link is in the Big Blue Crew chat if you want to come on. Cool, Mets. Thank you for hitting me back up. We'll get you those credentials, bro. Yeah, I don't understand these people. Trauma, what's going on? He's just in a moment person. We stating straight facts. Yeah. He says, hey, Iman says, Pat, these LSU receivers this year look crazy sick too. Next year draft gonna be lit. Yeah. I told people about Lacey as well. Lacey was a dog for them last year. He was just behind Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Nabers. And that's a fact. Yeah, NYG, get in touch with TP Way as well. AD Ella, we want to get in touch with you as well if you want to go live on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Bro, let us know. Man, Cave, what's going on, brother?
What's good, bro? What's good?
Yo, if you want to jump in the conversation, we're just trying to talk about, hey, do you believe that Daniel Jones could get close to 30 touchdowns this year as far as passing?
As far as passing, yeah, I believe that, man. If he stays injury free, man, and this offensive line holds up for him, man, give him time to throw that ball, man. And with Brian Dable play calling, yeah, he can get that, man. Like I said, this is the most dynamic receiver room that he's ever worked with in his whole career, you know, even at Duke, from, you know, college and NFL. So, you know, he should be good. I expect him to do good this season. But like I said, it's all going to depend on the offensive line and his health.
Yeah, Javi, do you want to come on the live tonight and speak real quick? Let me know. I'll put the link in the chat for you. And it will be for Javi. If you come on and you're not Javi, you will not get on. But Javi, if you want to come in the chat, put a yes or no, and you want to come on the show and talk real quick, talk real quick, for sure. And Mets, here you go, Mets. If you want to come on and say your piece about the Giants and telling them about the Mets content you're going to be putting on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network, you can come say something real quick. Mm-hmm. But go ahead, man, Cave.
Yeah, man. Like I said, people forget. Like I said, man, in his rookie season, man, this dude had 24 touchdowns. Yeah, he had probably like what 12 or 18 turnovers, but like I said, that was caused by the offensive line, poor offensive line play, man. So, yeah, and that was with throwing at really nobodies in his rookie year. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, with this offensive line, the best offensive line that he's played with since he's been here, and I'm not saying like it's a top 10 offensive line, but it's better than what we have in the past, and we're gonna be ranked around the bottom, whatever, in the offensive line. But if this offensive line, like I said, could pick up stunts and things like that, which I know they can, you know what I'm saying, because Illuminor and Van Roten play together in Las Vegas, so that right side of that line is gonna be very potent for him, because that's what most of Daniel Jones' problem has been, from the interior offensive line and the right side. That's where the problem has been, you know. So if that part is shored up, yeah, we should see some good numbers from Daniel Jones.
Facts. Don, what's going on, Don? He says, "Oh God,
What's
real
up, man?
content finally." What's going on, Don?
First of all, let me say salute, man. Happy birthday, Big Lou. Wish you many, many more, bro.
Appreciate that, brother.
All right. Hey, we got our Mets content creator coming on real quick. And his name is Snarfington. What's going on, Snarf? Good to see you, Snarf.
Doing good. It's been a bit since I've been on, but I will be doing Met content, but given my setup, it's going to be very finicky when I do it. I mean, in other words, I'm going to be very picky and choosy. No offense, guys. I can't do it every time.
Oh, that's cool, man. Do your Mets content where you can get on there, brother. But
All right.
how do you feel about the Giants so far? How do you feel about Daniel Jones going into this season?
I am not going to lie. The main fact question with him is going to be rust. I mean, neck and trike and ACL surgery combos are difficult to come back from. When you consider the fact that, like Cave said, and the biggest Achilles heel for Jones has been that interior line and the right side, because Evan Neal is a lazy piece of garbage. At least in my view, he is who, while on paper seemed like a good fit, in execution he hasn't panned out. If anything, if we have to stick with, do I see Jones getting 30? If it was cumulative, yes, but in the air alone, no.
Yes, that's fair. How many do you think that he can get this year? Do you think he could get above 20?
At best, at worst, I'm giving him 22. At best, 25.
Okay. And we can live with that. If he throws 25 touchdowns and maybe get about 3-4 rushing, we can live with that. I'm not mad at you, Mets. But
Okay.
As far as your baseball content, will you be calling Mets and Yankees or just Mets?
I'll be able to call both when applicable.
Okay. And we do appreciate you, Mets, the Big Blue Crew Sports Network mascot. We made him a long time ago, El Snarfington. So y'all be on the lookout for Snarf doing some baseball content on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Especially
Happy
if you
birthday, by the way, Lou.
He appreciates it.
Brother.
Mine's coming up in a couple of weeks.
No playing music. Don't get us copyright struck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
Call the game. Don't play no music. Call the game. Call the strikes. And hell, if I'm available, I'll get on there and call it with you, Mets. You know we ain't gonna leave you by yourself. So, and I call baseball very well as well. So, we definitely can't wait to get some Mets and Yankees content on there when you can.
Heck, I'll even do special games. I mean, like earlier this year, I tried roping you guys into helping me with the Negro League tribute between St. Louis and San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. So basically, we'll make you all baseball. You decide what baseball games and things you want to call, Mets, and you let us know. And when you set up the stream, we'll see it, and we can get on there and call it with you. You know, we'll have your back. Okay.
Okay.
Appreciate you, bro.
I can get back to reading my book for a little bit.
Right.
I mean, of all things I'm reading, it's a cookbook I got recently.
You can't cook, Mets. The hell?
I did a few weeks. I did recently from out of this book.
What you cook out of that book, man?
You ever heard of something called a ham curl up?
Ham curl up.
It's an hors d'oeuvre. Basically, you take some buttered toast, put Philly cheese on it, a couple of asparagus stock and tips, and roll the tips up in ham and then stick it on top of the bread.
Man, that sounds pretty damn good, man.
Right.
Shoot, you have to bring that to the tailgate. That sounds actually kind of good. But can you do it with turkey instead of ham?
It can, but it's got to be delicatessen sliced turkey, and the cheese, it's specifically Philly, though you can use sharp cheddar as a substitute.
Okay. Well, Mets, we're gonna allow you to finish reading your book. Hopefully, you stay in the chat, and I'm gonna I contacted you on Twitter already, but I'm gonna contact you and let you know the semantics of everything, so we can go ahead and get you set up. Okay.
Got it.
All right. Appreciate you, Mets. Thank you, man.
Late, Lou.
All right.
Later.
All right, that was Mets, man. So we're gonna get you some baseball content here on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network as well. Hey, D'Ella, let us know. I think you follow me on Twitter, D'Ella. Just let us know if you're comfortable putting that content on the channel when you're able to do it. Just let us know, and we'll get you set up as well, D'Ella. So definitely be appreciated if you're on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network, brother. You always support and you're always here and you never flaked on us. So we would be honored if you come and do some content on the channel for us. Javi, he says, I got my grandson tonight, but if it's cool, I would love to come on another night. Yeah, just let us know. You're always in the chat. If you're ready to come up and talk some Giants talk or whatever talk, let us know and we'll get you the link in the chat so you can come on and talk your talk. Man Cave, what do you think about this man here on the screen? What do you think this man will bring to this team that will allow this offense to be a better offense than we've seen in the past, man, what, 8 years, 10 years? Right. What do you think he'll bring?
He's going to bring some juice and excitement to this offense and, lighten this offense up and allow us to do even more stuff on the offensive end. Now we finally got a number one wide receiver that could take the top off as well as play in the slot. So he's going to face like I said, the double teams and stuff like that. That should open it up for other receivers to eat, you know what I'm saying? Like Wan'Dale Robinson, Slayton, Hyatt, and things like that. So just because, Nabers is out there, people think like, he's going to do his thing, but of course he's going to get the bulk of the defensive assignments. They're going to game plan for him, take him away, try to take him away. So we got to get these other guys got to do their work. If they do their work, that's going to open him up even more too, So, but he's the first receiver that we have since Odell Beckham that bringing some excitement to the Giants offense and stuff like that. In the past, when Odell Beckham was there, even though he was the only option that we had, teams still couldn't stop him, Yeah,
that's a fact. That's a fact, man. But it's a lot of these guys on here. We can speak about this too. Yeah. Don, he always comes with it. He says, I hear Giants fans slurping the Eagles, even Washington, but then talk down about the Giants. My question to you, man, Cave, is what is bringing on this mindset? What's bringing on this mindset about always talking down about the New York Giants, but you'll talk great about their division opponents. You're not even just talking about opponents. You just talk great about the division opponents, and you want the team to lose. Like, where's this mindset coming from, man?
Well, it's coming from, like I said, like some of these guys, like I said, they used to seeing the Giants in the past, win Super Bowls, and we haven't won since 2011. So, it's been bad for the last 10 years, but that's been because of dysfunctional organization, bad coaching, things like that. So, and then also the drafting of Daniel Jones has brought down a lot of negative stuff like that, So that's where it basically comes from.
Okay. NYG, are you there? What's going on?
I'm on the headset now.
What's good, bro?
I'm so mad, bro.
I know.
Can't show my frustration. This internet shit, man. been giving me
Man.
a hope, man, for a minute, bro. But I'm gonna get it straight. I promise. Hell of hot water. I gotta switch companies, pay some extra bread. We're gonna get this shit straight for the season.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, I've been recruiting since you've been
Yeah, now.
gone, so
yeah, he been
I've been
recruiting,
hearing you.
man.
I've been listening. Yeah.
we might have Diallo on board. We got Mets and El Capitan on board. I hit up Empire Jeff. Hopefully he can come on. He can do Lakers and Dodgers. So we're trying to just get you a whole. Oh, here's another guy that's been on the network. What's going on, Miss?
It's been steaming on the network.
Mizzaroni and cheese. What's going on, man? Hey, look. Hey, Lou just gained a whole nother year on you in age, brother.
Happy birthday, Lou.
Happy
Mitch,
birthday, my brother.
you've been doing a lot of things as far as on the Big Blue Crew Network. I'm super proud of you. Um,
Trying.
Let's
just
talk
just
about it.
just look what in the world? I got 2 NYGs.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about how you feel about this Giants offense going into the season. Talk about Daniel Jones, Malik Nabers, whoever you want to talk about on this Giants offense going into the season. And how do you feel we will go into the season as far as the offense?
Well, the biggest thing to me is I want to really see this offensive line come out the gate Sunday and impose its will on the Vikings front. And I'd like to see us be able to run the ball. I know the throws will come. I know it's a passing league, but I like to see us start the season controlling the clock and running the ball Sunday. At least a little bit of that. And I know a lot of guys everybody talks about, but my one guy, I was talking to someone earlier tonight that I would like to see have a Pro Bowlish season, and I think that would make the big difference in our season is our center. I like to see him step up, have a big year, because if the center has a big year, you know the Giants had a good season.
That's a
Mhm.
fact.
As far as Daniel Jones, I want Daniel Jones to play his type of football, play within his game, not have to show people or care about the media or the negative fans that I got to prove something. You don't have to prove anything. You just got to play football, and 1 week at a time. I'm not worried about stats. I'm not a fantasy guy. Just manage the offense, be a leader, and win the game. And honestly, I really don't care if we win the game 13-10. That's good enough for me.
That's a fact. As long as it's a W in that win column, I'm good, man. But it's a lot of people that doubt that Daniel Jones can throw 30 touchdowns, and there's some people that even doubt that he can throw 20 touchdowns. What do you think? I know you're not a stats guy, but do you believe that Daniel Jones can throw more than the 15 touchdowns he did in 2022?
Oh yeah, easily. But it really come down to if he's gonna be able to be healthy and play the whole season. If he does, I can't see him. I really do see him around the 25 touchdown mark.
I do
That,
too.
that was the number I had in my head, 25. So if he plays a full season, and with Jones, we know that's a big thing. Like, can they get him through the season? This is supposed to be a much better O-line. We have a running back committee. So I'm right now in the mind frame that Jones is going to play a full season. And the number of touchdowns in my mind, to be fair, is around 25.
Okay. So
Am I off?
NYG, nah, you're not off at all. That's why I think he'll be around between 25 and 30. Um, NYG, since you've been
Yo,
gone for a little while, let's
yeah.
just say Daniel Jones does throw the 20 between the 25 and 30 touchdowns. How does that affect the season? How good of a season will we have if he throws that many touchdowns?
I think we're in the playoffs. I think we're in the playoffs because one thing about Daniel Jones is I don't anticipate him having a lot of turnovers. So I'm looking at 25 touchdowns efficiently. Maybe 25, 8 interceptions. Maybe he has a couple fumbles here and there, but I don't expect a bunch of turnovers with those 25 touchdowns. So if that is the case, the Giants will be in the playoffs and they will be a dangerous team because Miz is right. The Giants have to have some commitment to the running game. And if they are committed to the running game and they're able to let Daniel Jones work off play action, which is where I think his best strength is. I mean, that dude has a ball fake pulse that, what I'm saying, can fake your mama out. So he does. He's really good at that fake, that play action fake. But you got to have a running game to be able to execute that efficiently. That's what the Giants had in 2022. So I do think that a 25 touchdown season for Daniel Jones gets the Giants into the playoffs, man. Just based off what I said, just based off how this team is built right now. But Brian Dable has to understand that he has to commit to running the football with this particular team. This is not an air it out, I know Lou, shout out to the birthday boy, greatest show on turf, Big Blue edition, but I just don't see I I don't know if that's gonna. I hope it does. For real, I'm not gonna put bad energy out there, but I think a more realistic expectation is just for Daniel Jones to have a solid season and for the Giants to be able to be a balanced team running the football.
So
y'all got it.
You mentioned no, I'm keeping on your pause.
Okay.
You mentioned that Brian Dable has to get the run game going. Explain to me why you believe that's such an important part to this team, the run game. Explain the run game and why you believe that this team has no choice. And I don't mean to put words in your mouth. I don't know you say you don't have no choice, but they have to get the run game going this year. They can't just be a pass happy team because you said we don't have, the manpower to do so. Explain the reasoning behind those statements.
Well, for one thing is, as I mentioned before, the running game helps out your quarterback. It plays to your quarterback's strength. Daniel Jones is a quarterback that can run. A lot of people don't like to hear it, but if you use Daniel Jones properly and you use his rushing ability, that helps him, become a better quarterback. Also, you have to take into effect that you have a young receiver core. Do you want to force feed this young group, or do you want to let them develop as they're supposed to? Running game helps that. Takes pressure off your young wide receivers. Takes pressure off your quarterback. Takes pressure off your offensive line. This offensive line is new. I do think it will be much improved, but, people looking at the offensive line like, oh, they can't run block. Bullshit. Jermaine Illuminor can run block. Van Roten can run block. I've seen Smiths run block. I've seen Andrew Thomas run block very well. Only one you might have question with is John Runyon, but I'm pretty sure Aaron Jones over there in Green Bay was running the football effectively. So he can run block if necessary. You got to take pressure off your offensive line. It just takes pressure off everybody. It makes your team more balanced, and it allows you to open up your play calling and not be one dimensional. Because if they think the Giants are just going to drop back and pass, we're going to be in for a long season, y'all. Because guess what? They're going to quarterback hunt. And now, you're going to be asking Andrew Thomas and Illuminor and all these guys to, block for 50 dropbacks. Like, not trying to do that, man. You got to run the football, especially in this division. In this division is very important. The NFC East. This why me and Miz align that, when you're talking about the weather in the area in the Northeast and the wind and the cold in December. Now you got to think about how you're going to operate in those conditions. You're going to drop back and pass 50 times in the snow, Brian Dable? I'd like to see you do it. You got to run the football. You have a running back by committee. You're not going to be force feeding a Saquon Barkley or Josh Jacobs or whoever it is. You have the horses to have an effective running game in order to help out Daniel Jones in his offense.
Okay. So it's about balance with you, which I'm totally agreeing with. And Man Cave, I heard you agreeing with it. What do you think about that whole running the ball scenario? Give me a scenario where you think it's acceptable. Let's just say out of 20 plays, how many run and how many pass plays will be acceptable for you as far as a balanced offense?
And that's all I was about to say. A balanced offense would be half and half, but what would be acceptable is 12 pass, 8 run, something like that. You know, depend on what it depends on what team you're playing, the type of pressure, and you know what I'm saying. And also, if offensive line is dominating, then you can run a little bit more. You know, we having a good run game. So, like I said, it depends on that and stuff like that. And then to get back on the Daniel Jones with the passing touchdowns, really, if you look at it, it could be like I know playing basketball. You know, I played basketball before, but it's like, I mean, it's something like Jordan said, like, you know, to players and stuff like that. If you want to average 24 points, you probably just gotta get like 6 points a quarter. You know, if you focus on things like that, like for the touchdown, the Giants with Daniel Jones, if you get 2 touchdowns a game, he's going to get to that margin. He just have to get 2 touchdowns, throwing touchdowns a game. You know what I'm saying? If they really force that, you know, on him and stuff like that.
Yeah. So basically, if he averages a touchdown per half, he will get 34 touchdowns on the year.
In a full season, if he plays a full season, that's what.
If he plays a full season, yes. That's very true, Man Cave, and I'm glad you brought that up as well. I do believe we can average a passing touchdown a half this year. That's a fact. I do believe we can average that a year, and that will get DJ around that 30 touchdown mark. Whether you want to believe it or not. Diella, can't wait for him to be on the network. He says if Dabo didn't learn from the mistakes that were made in Buffalo by abandoning the run, shaking my head. You have to run the ball, and you can't expect the QB to carry both parts of the offense. Now, this is a very, very, very true statement. Me and NYG, we have called a lot of Buffalo games, and we sat there and looked at each other, paused, and like, what the hell is their scheme? It's Josh Allen or die. And do you think, let me ask you this, NYG, because you studied the Giants pretty well last year, and you were called out a lot of times because you say, what's the game plan? I couldn't even tell you. You know, I studied the game right. So do you think that he tried to do the hero system with DJ last year, and that's what caused us to get the business besides the offensive line not blocked?
I absolutely think so. I absolutely do. I think when they paid Daniel Jones, they said, okay, you got your money, homeboy. Let's get it. You know, you're going to throw the ball. You got paid. You're going to throw the ball. Not thinking that, like, look, is that the best thing for your team? Is that the best thing for your offense? I get it. You paid Daniel Jones. Cool. He should shoulder some of responsibility, you know, for this offense, but you can't force it. You got to play to your quarterback's strength. Again, that's what I'm saying, man. Daniel Jones, let me tell y'all something about Daniel Jones. People want to piss on Daniel Jones and his 15 touchdowns and, you know, the tripping in the Eagles game and all the little silly shit they talk about. This dude was one of the top rushing quarterbacks in the NFL in his first 4 or 5 seasons in the league. One of the best. The best. Now, we talking Lamar, we talking Hurts, we talking Murray, we talking Allen, we talking in that company. Daniel Jones was up there. I think one year he finished the 22. I think he finished second or third in 2022 with 700.
I think it was second behind Lamar Jackson.
Lamar, right. So don't get it twisted because he's a white boy and, you know, that he can't be a dynamic quarterback in that sense. Now coming off the ACL, I don't know. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what that's gonna look like. But I don't think Daniel Jones got that much slower. I think he can still move, and you gotta use that ability. And I think Brian Dable got away from that. He just wanted to drop back, try to pass, and try to be Buffalo, like you said, Pat, and it didn't work. So I'm interested. I'm real interested to see what kind of game plan they come out with this year, since he's gonna be the one calling the plays.
Yeah, I know you're gonna be all over that this season, and man, if it don't work out, you ain't gonna be able to keep you quiet. But
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about one thing about Daniel Jones. A lot of us mentioned that he can't be in his own head going into this season. He can't be scared to make a mistake. He can't try to play perfect, and he can't be in his old head listening to the critics and everything. I want to start it off with Miz. I want you to elaborate on what you mean by those type of statements that pretty much everybody in the chat has heard from us. You know what I'm saying? So, Miz, tell them why you think that way.
Basically, what's the question, Pat?
Like, do you believe that he can overcome the overthinking part of his game, the trying to be the perfect part of his game? I can't make a mistake. I can't turn the ball over because if I do, we automatically lose. But I do believe they built the team to where we can overcome mistakes this year. Um, Not saying he can go out there and throw 5 interceptions and think we can win the game, but I just want you to elaborate on, do you think he can overcome some of those deficiencies as far as overthinking and not trying to make a mistake? Because we all see it, like every one of us see it, that he does do that. Do you think he can overcome it?
Yeah,
And
I think he's gonna overcome it because I think like he just gotta play football and mistake is gonna happen. And I actually think it's a good thing that mistake happened in the preseason game against the Texans because okay, he got that out the way early, and like if you're a non-hater or just a balanced person, you could see that he had bounced back right after he did bounce back in that game. So and that's just preseason. But I think like he has an O line this year. I'm really confident in this O line for the first time in a long time. And I think that's gonna come right in the first game. As soon as he sees that he's actually gonna have some time and he sees for the first time that he has weapons that can get him yak. And I don't think he's had that in his career yet. Wide receivers that can catch the ball in stride and turn, a 5 or 10 yard slant into like 30 or 40 yards, or a man who could go down the sideline and make spectacular catches or just break away, in Malik Nabers. You got Robinson, who's going to be, I think, a slot demon this year. So I think he's going to, for the first time, benefit from an O-line and also having receivers that can turn nothing into something pretty big. So once he gets that going and he gets a taste of that, I think his confidence in just letting the ball go and not worried about making the most perfect pass at every single time, I think that's just going to come, especially with Nabers,
yeah, I think he has a lot of confidence in Neighbors, and he has a rapport with Robinson, and he has an extreme amount of confidence in Darius Slayton, and I think that helps him out tremendously with some of those issues.
Yeah.
Man
Let me
cave,
tell you
what you
something.
think? Go ahead, Miz. Go ahead.
As soon as this guy, and I'm hoping it works this way, I feel it will because of this O line. As soon as Jones realizes that he's no longer running for his life, that he's going to be safe in the pocket and he could step up into his throws, I think his confidence is going to grow real fast.
Yeah, it's going to turn into the Arizona game. I promise you that.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to turn into. It's going to turn into the Arizona game. It's going to turn into that Vikings game. It's going to turn into, 2019, where you see him throwing the ball with confidence. The biggest thing I've said this entire time about my gripe with Daniel Jones is his confidence level. It's mental. It's mental. Now I watch I've been watching the media a little bit here and there, and from everything I've gathered, is Daniel Jones is a lot more confident this year. I don't know if it's because it's the big, because he getting some box from K Adams or what it is, but he's well timed. But yeah, I think he's more confident this year, man. I think you got a confident Daniel Jones, man, and a confident quarterback is what the Giants need right now. Because trust me, there's a lot of negativity and unsureness seeping through the organization and through the fan base. So Daniel Jones, be confident, Daniel Jones. I promise you, this will work out. It's gonna work out one way or the other.
Right.
Trust me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a true statement too, Trauma. He says, and I'm looking at stats. Daniel Jones was top 10 in completion completion percentage in 2022 healthy. So I don't want to hear people say he can't play. He can play. He can play. It's just that, like NYG says, he has to get out of his own head. And man cave, I want to hear your perspective on this topic.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this because I don't think it's been said on no other show. Like you're hearing stuff like that. Pat, from them clips that you play, look at when Daniel Jones rolls to his right side, all the plays he can make. In the past, he's been unable to make that because Evan Neal's side has always been the side that has all the pressure's been coming. So he always has to run to the other side. So when he runs to the other side, because when he runs towards Andrew Thomas' side, that's his weak. As a right-handed quarterback, you can't throw across your body. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of plays break down. I mean, it's kind of funny to say, like, if he gets pressure this season, I'd rather come from Andrew Thomas' side to make him roll towards the right side, towards the Luminor side, that he could throw across his body. If you saw in that game, the Vikings game, and even on some other plays that you'll see, when he rolls to his right side, he can able to make plays because he could throw across his body. And he's been able to do that in the past because of Evan Neal. So if Illuminor can shore up that right side, which I think he can, you want him rolling to that right side a lot, so that way he could throw on the run across his body over the middle or something like that to make the throws.
And guess what? He has received. That's why Man Cave is part of the Big Blue Sports
Facts, bro.
But that's an absolute fact. And he has receivers like Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Nabers that know how to come back to the ball when the play breaks down. So when you got to play a little bit of backyard football, he has some receivers that know how to get it done in that situation. So it's I just think that if this offensive line blocks, I don't see a reason why this guy cannot succeed this year. I don't see why he couldn't. As long as he's not in his own head, as long as he's not overthinking things, as long as he's not thinking that, hey, I have to play perfect in order for us to win. No, you don't have to play perfect. Just go out there and make some plays and let that defense get the ball back for you. Don't force anything and don't hold the trigger. Pull the trigger when you have the chance to pull the trigger, because you got playmakers out there now that want the football. Malik Nabers, a dog, wants the football. Wan'Dale Robinson, a dog that wants the football. You said what?
I'm at the slide. I gotta lay it down.
All right,
Hey,
Lou.
bro.
I'm sure
Happy
you have
birthday,
to
bro.
lay it down. Happy birthday, bro. He gonna lay it down. All right. Salute to you, bro.
All right, bro.
Have fun,
night,
bro.
All right.
Peace.
But you gotta think, man, when you got a bunch of dogs out there on the field that want the ball, they're gonna find ways to get themselves open in order to get those catches and those stats and those touchdowns that they want. And we got 3 guys out there because Slayton wants the ball as well. Pause. He has something that he has to prove not only to the Giants but to himself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So he's going to want a bigger contract after this year, whether he gets it with the Giants or not. Me personally, I hope he does get it with the Giants.
Me too,
because
bro.
that dude has been a Giant through and through. He's been through the gauntlet with this new regime, because a lot of people forget this new regime counseled him when they first got here.
They ain't fuck with him, right? They didn't.
You know what I'm saying? They had him behind David Sills. That's how they were wanting to get rid of him. To believe it or not, he had to take a pay cut to save what was it, $1 million or something dollars on
Right.
only on a $2 million salary. He was playing on freaking
For
rookie
nothing.
salary. Yeah.
Your number one receiver playing for nothing, and the
You know
Giants
what I'm saying?
complaining about this guy. That's why I get triggered. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Like this dude has been the only guy that's been consistent, and they had like 700 yards is just bootleg. Maybe that's bootleg if you're comparing him to somebody like Justin Jefferson or somebody, but he wasn't drafted in that position, and he was never meant to come in and be that.
Is it bootleg compared to the 500 something Kenny Galladay got you when he was the number one receiver in 2020?
Fact. It was a bootleg compared to the -2 yards Kadarius Toney had before he got traded.
Right.
Was it bootleg the Marcus Johnson and David Seals?
Yep. Darren Waller.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is, man. But, that's really the offensive side of the ball. We're going to get into the defensive side of the ball for a little bit before we end it. And who better to start it off than Miz, man? What do you think about the trenches this year as far as the defensive line, man? I know, and shout out to Miz because he had to correct me about Dexter Lawrence, and he let me know for a whole month.
Don't worry about
Told you about Dexter Lawrence. So talk to us about this defensive line, man.
Yeah, this defensive line, man. This defensive line. If the Giants could get to the fourth quarters, I believe we have the front four to bring it home for the first time in many years. Burns is going to be a beast, like Pat says, an absolute monster. And because of Burns, I think Kayvon is going to have a Pro Bowl year. And we all know what Dexter Lawrence is. And I'm very high on Chattman. I think as the year goes on, Chattman's going to become a big name on this team. But we also got to add in the 7 because Okereke is one of the best linebackers in football, and he doesn't miss a snap. And McFadden, if he's healthy. So what I'm saying is my biggest key to this defensive line is not pass rush because we all know that they can put up big numbers. If this front four can play well and stop the running game, those sacks are going to come automatically. Giants got to be able to stop the run. If they could do that, this defense could be one of the best defenses in football.
Facts.
Yeah. What you think, man, K?
Hey, just what Miz just said, man. That's my biggest That's stopping the run. Huh?
Repeat that. Yeah, it went out.
Oh, okay. No, what I was saying, just like what Miz said, I mean, the pass rush is going to come. I know that, but our whole thing is stopping that run. And who better to, for us to have a defensive coordinator, Shane Bowen, who's that's been one of his fortes, stopping the run. Because last year, I think we were 4th worst at stopping the run, like 28th in the league. So we can get up to like 15 and then up to 10 or something like that and stop that run. That's going to go a long way to having a successful season on the defensive side, man. Because then you could make them a one-dimensional team and pin your ears back.
Right.
That's a fact. What you thinking, YG?
Man, I've been saying stopping the run, man. You already know stopping the run is going to allow you to rush the passer. This is how we've been getting beat by the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles for the past however many years, is because they stop the run, make us one-dimensional, and they feast with their edge rushers. That's what the Giants got to do. Giants got to get back to Giants football. Think about 2007. Think about 2011, where we was dominating with the pass rush. 2011 in the postseason, 2007 all season. So, again, remember the Giants had 50 sacks plus sacks that season. Now, when you thinking about your division, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, what do they struggle with? Pressure, burst pipes. You got to be consistent with this pass rush. Wink Martindale, as good as a defensive coordinator he is, he never really developed any type of pass rushers. outside of that one dude in Baltimore, and I think he was just like an anomaly. I can't think of his name, but that's it, man. I think it was one guy in Baltimore that had double-digit sacks with Wink.
Oh, you talking about Suggs?
Yeah. That was it though, bro. It's like that's not his thing. And when you draft Kayvon Thibodeau and you bring Brian Burns, you better let Andre Patterson get his coaching on with those boys and let them get some pass rush moves going on. That's why I think you're going to see a different Kayvon Thibodeau this year, because he's working with Andre Patterson. I think you're going to see a different Brian Burns, a different Dexter Lawrence. He's developing Elijah Chattman. Pat talked about Casey Rogers. You see how now our defensive line is getting back to where it's supposed to be. That's going to be the key to this team. It's always been the key to the Giants being victorious, and this is no different. Things change, but they remain the same, man. NYG, bro, y'all got it.
Yeah. And one more thing I want to say was like, as far as stopping the run, we're going to need our linebackers too to plug those holes and stuff like that. And the guy I'm looking at is I know about Bobby O, but it's McFadden, because I think
Judon, Iman. That's what I was thinking about. Judon.
Matthew Judon, okay.
Yeah,
but yeah, as far as like McFadden is like, he had a tackle rate of like 20%, like missed tackles. He got to get better in that, man, because if you want to stop the run, you gotta tackle. So if he can drop that down to considerably, he's gonna help the run, stopping the run. Because I know Bobby O could do it, but if McFadden could get in there too and be a great tackler, yeah, we're gonna be able to stop that run.
That's a fact. And I see y'all get a little hype when you got the little music in the background. You know what I'm saying?
Know how I am, Pat.
So we talked about the front four. We know what the front four is about. You got Kayvon Thibodeau. You got Brian Burns. Hey, I'm about to start spitting with this music in the background. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? But you got that.
Turn it down just a tad, Pat.
You got. There you go. Chattman. Perfect. You got Chattman. I do believe would take over for Nacho. I'll give it about 3 or 4 games, and I think Chattman would take over for Nacho. But we know what the big boys, the big fat uglies down there, as Miz call them sometimes, getting after the quarterback and stopping the run. What about this linebacker? Right. What about this young linebacker core and McFadden and Bobby O? What do you think? This new front four that we have, dominant front four, I can say, what does that do for people like Bobby O and McFadden? I'll start it off with Miz. What do you think that does for these guys? What do you think they're going to do now that they have a little bit more room to work with?
You're talking about the linebackers, right?
Bobby O and McFadden.
Yeah, man, I expect big things. I mean, you know, Bobby O is a beast, so I'm not worried about him. I think McFadden will step up, play much better. Hopefully he's healthy. That's the key. And, I actually do think the Giants are going to focus and become really good at stopping the run this year. So I'll be watching for that. But that's the front seven. I did want to say that I was talking to someone the other day, and they wanted a key player. I gave a key player for this defense this year that I think can be a difference maker in this defense, and that would be Azeez Ojulari. I think if he could come off the bench and be a third guy, a rotational edge rusher, and give the other guys rest and play the way we know he can when he's healthy, I think he could be a major wild card on his defense.
Okay, that's an unpopular opinion, if we might say.
Yes, sir. Hit that like button.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Man Cave, what do you think these linebackers can do behind this defensive front? Man, let us know.
The linebackers, like I said, if anybody should have a good time in this defense, should be the linebackers. If that front four can put a lot of pressure on, because that means the linebackers will be looking at, they just going to be reacting, looking at the quarterback and plays right in front of them or something like that, So if the defensive pressure is getting on, and the quarterback is not going to have time to look around, so he's going to have to throw quick passes and stuff like that, short passes. So the linebacker should be right there, ready to clean up, make some plays, and make some tackles in front of them.
What you think, NYG?
Man, I think somebody y'all need to be looking out for is Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons is, I know he's listed as a nickel, but I ain't buying that shit. Dude's a linebacker. And he's going to play that role based on his athletic ability. Now, what he allows you to do is he's a chess piece. You know what I'm saying? So, depending on matchups, if you got a running back that's killing you in the flats, or you got a tight end that's killing you across the middle, let's use Isaiah Simmons. Let's put Isaiah Simmons on that player. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to have him guarding Justin Jefferson, but he can guard TJ Hawkinson. I think he can. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So let's use Isaiah Simmons in that role, and let's let Bobby O and McFadden rush the quarterback and stop the run. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Okay.
Our defense can be special, but we got to use our players to their strengths. This is coaching.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you, Mr. Tyrone Hall, for gifting Big Pat Sports Talk membership. So somebody's talking they talk with Big Pat Sports Talk because of you.
Yes.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Let's talk a little bit more about Mr. Isaiah Simmons on this New York Giants team. NYG just brought it up and Miz brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe they have found a role for Isaiah Simmons? Like, I want you guys to elaborate on that. NYG, if you want to start off, go ahead.
Because even when you watch Hard Knocks, the one player they talked about was Isaiah Simmons when they hired Shane Bowen. What you gonna do with Isaiah Simmons? You got to remember, the Giants traded for Isaiah Simmons. They're not just going to throw him away.
Right.
This dude is talented. You just have to know how to use certain players like that. And when you can do that, guess what? It's going to open up your scheme. Because now you got somebody. If you're the offense, think about it like this. You don't know where Isaiah Simmons is playing. You don't know. You see what I'm saying? You don't know because he can rush. He can cover, and he's fast as hell. And guess what? He has ball skills, pause, as you seen with the pick 6 last year. Mm-hmm. So I think Isaiah Simmons, I'm glad you showed Pinnock because he's another player that people need to keep an eye on. Mm-hmm. These are going to be two of the most underrated players on this Giants defense this year. I'm telling you, everybody's talking about Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau. Those players are great. They're awesome. But look at Isaiah Simmons and what he can do. Look at what he did last year in Wink's defense. Now think about what he can do with a defensive coordinator that likes to play coverage. Mm-hmm. Now, I wish Coach was here because he could elaborate a lot more. But when you're playing coverage, that gives you and you're able to rush for, that gives you a lot more opportunities for turnovers. And remember how long it took the Giants to get an interception last year? This is like middle of the season.
It was to the Dolphins game, wasn't it? When we
I think so.
6. I think that was the first pick.
Facts. That's not going to happen this year, man, in Shane Bowen's defense. When you have guys like Isaiah Simmons, Pinnock, and I'm interested to see what Tyler Nubin does here too, man. But just going back to Isaiah Simmons to land the plane.
Yeah.
Look, chess piece. I think they're going to use Isaiah Simmons on the line. I will use Isaiah Simmons in coverage, and I will also use him as a de facto nickel corner.
Right.
He has that much versatility. Brian Dable always preaches this. You got to understand, y'all. Brian Dable is building the team that he wants. Smart, tough, dependable. Correct? Correct. Isaiah Simmons gives you that.
Okay. Man Cave, what do you think about the whole Isaiah Simmons saga? Is this a guy that they found a way to utilize him at his best?
Yeah, I think so because like when we got him last year, Wink, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was like, yeah, Wink is going to really unlock him and stuff like that. And true, I mean, he did. In some games, he looked good, you know what I'm saying? Other games, he didn't because I think some of that was because we was just blitzing a lot and stuff, leaving him in coverage like that on the island, like with DBs and stuff like that. But when he did pass rush, he got to the quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying, which was
Facts.
good. And I think what Bowen is trying to do is go back to his Clemson days and use him as a Swiss Army knife, like the way they use him all over the place at Clemson. So if he can unlock that Isaiah Simmons from Clemson, that should be great because this guy has all the attributes as far as like the physical, as far as like the length, the speed to keep up with certain players on the field. And like I said, they're gonna use it as a Swiss Army knife, like he did at Clemson. Like I said, this guy played every position in the back, on the back end, linebacker, everything came up and all at Clemson. So that's why I want to see this season how Bowen, uses him and stuff like that. And hey, man, I'm ready to see it. So I think he will unlock Isaiah Simmons.
Miss Aroni, what you think about Mr. Isaiah Simmons going into this season, Miss?
Yeah, man. I'll be honest, Pat. You want me to be really honest? I don't always know everything. I really never was able to put my finger exactly on what Simmons is supposed to be great at, or I always looked at him as like he should be an edge rusher because of his long arms, but people said no. So I'll be honest with you, man. I know he's someone that's supposed to make a one or two really big impact plays a game, and I just look at him as that's what he is. Yeah, I'm not completely sure. You guys probably know more about Simmons than me. I'll be honest with you. I've never been able to exactly
I think you're
put
right,
my finger
Miz.
on him. You know what I mean?
No, I was gonna say I think you're right, Miz. I think he is just that. He's an impact player on defense. He's gonna make splash plays. Everybody, applauds Saquon Barkley and all these offensive players that make these splash plays, even though they don't get nothing consistently. That's who Isaiah Simmons is on the defensive end. He's not going to make those consistent plays like Dexter Lawrence or maybe even Brian Burns, but he will get you those splash plays, those big sacks, those big time interceptions, those deflections, those tip passes, those tackle for losses. Like, he's going to get you those splash plays during the game, but again, I wouldn't use him necessarily as a every down player either. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to be smart as a defensive coordinator and mix him in, but he is valuable in that aspect because again, he's a defensive matchup problem. Because unless you're dumb enough to put him on the outside against a real number one wide receiver or in the slot against a real number one wide receiver, if you match him up against wide receivers and tight ends who have destroyed the Giants in recent years, that mitigates some of that. It doesn't stop it, but it mitigates some of that. Now your edge rushers is going to have to do their job containing the edge, but Isaiah Simmons can help that. That's why I think he can be used. Those outside runs, we get killed at a lot, Miz. Isaiah Simmons is going to be a player that can help that.
Yeah, I do believe he's a player that can help us out situationally, and I definitely agree with Diella and Miz. He's a situational guy, and that's what you need him for. You don't depend on somebody like Isaiah Simmons to be every down player, to be that superstar, because it just didn't pan out that way for his career. Now, does that mean he's a player that you can't have on your team because he's not going to be rated a 99 in Madden? No, he's one of those glue guys. He's one of those guys that you can depend on to take away a running back on certain situations. He's a guy that you can depend on to take a screenplay away and go tackle the guy before he can get a first down. He's the guy that can make a play in the middle of the field and guard a tight end for you here and there. And he's a guy that you can send in on the blitz that could get to the quarterback extremely quick because of that speed. So he's like a closer. He's like one of the guys that you want to come in there and let's close out this game. Let's go out there and get after the quarterback real quick and use that speed on the Jalen Hurts that he won't be able to get away from Isaiah Simmons if he's able to get in there and chase him down. He's that guy that can chase the quarterback out of the pocket and make him go out of bounds before he can get any yards. He's that type of player. And if he can carve that role for himself, he's going to be a very good player for the Giants this year and maybe years to come in the future because, he's going to make about $8 million, $9 million a year. That's a player that I would pay $8 to $9, maybe even $10 million a year. You know what I'm saying? So he's that guy that can fill in on a dime package to play the other slot receiver that's not going to be as good as a CD Lamb or somebody going into the slot. during that time. He's the guy that can open up the defense and allow the defense to play fast and go sideline to sideline if you need him to. So I
Right.
definitely agree with you guys on Isaiah Simmons, and hopefully he gets into a role on this team, not only for the New York Giants, but just for his career in general. He was a top 10 pick, and I just think that he needs a resurgence in his career, because if it doesn't work here with the New York Giants, where is it going to work? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He can find himself outside of the league of being one of those first round picks like a Tack McKinley, who's celebrating going against a third string offensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want that for him in his career, and I think he's better than that. You just have to find a way to utilize his skill set, and hopefully Shane Bowen can unlock that for him. But I mean, I just want that for his career, man. I want that dude to have a good career going forward. Now, let's talk about maybe the top player for our secondary besides Deonte Banks, and that's Justin Pinnock. Man cave, Justin Pinnock, safety. What do you like about his game, and what do you think he brings to this defense moving forward in 2024?
Well, what I like about Justin Pinnock is his ball awareness and things like that. He will go and get the interception, things like that. He's not afraid to mix it in there, get in there, tackle against the run and stuff like that. But like I said, his main thing is the ball awareness. And like I said, in the Shane Bowen defense, if the front four is going to pressure, that means the back seven is going to be looking towards the quarterback to try to make plays and get turnovers. And he's one of those top players that can track the ball and get the interception. Him and Dane Belton should have a I ain't gonna say a field day, but it should be a good year for them. Like I said, if they stay healthy and stuff like that. So with Jason Pinnock, like I said, great ball hawk and things like that, and he's good against the run too, so he can come up and make some plays.
Okay, I feel that, man cave. NYG, tell me what you think about this statement I'm going to make towards you.
Okay.
Justin Pinnock becomes a top half safety in the NFL in 2024.
I think it would be an unpopular opinion, but I don't think it's a crazy statement to make. Because of the impact, he's basically a two-way safety. He can play the run, and he has good ball skills, pause, as Man Cave said. So again, now when you have the D line and the linebackers, doing what they do, is going to open up a lot of opportunities, underneath. So if Pinnock is playing, I guess, the de facto strong safety, if you want to call it that. I know it's not really like that in the NFL anymore, but if he's playing, around the line of scrimmage, kind of that, what's my man's name? Landon Collins role. He's gonna make because remember, Landon Collins should have made the Pro Bowl in his
Landon Collins was an All-Pro.
Yeah,
but he's his third year.
So if I think Justin Pinnock can become that, you guys don't think so? You guys don't think Pinnock can be Landon Collins or even better because of what's around him now? Remember who Landon Collins was playing with at that time. We didn't have this great dominant defense. I mean, I know they did their thing in 2016, but again, it fell apart after that. So I do think that it's gonna be interesting for Pinnock to play alongside. I guess it's gonna be Tyler Nubin. If it's him or Belton, I don't know. I want to see how them two play together, and if they develop, some type of chemistry within the defense. And if they do, I'm tell you what, man. Sleep on the Giants secondary if you want to. I've watched Pinnock play, and this guy is the exact player Brian Dable wants. He's a dog. He's a dog. You know what I mean? And he's going to play and fight on every single play. Never seen that dude take a play off.
That's a fact. Yeah, I've never seen that dude take a play off.
But yeah, man, I got a lot of respect for Jason Pinnock.
That was Stevie Brown, Iman Perry. I remember that year.
I remember that. Brown. Yeah, he was
and
dog doo though. Yeah, he wasn't even that good.
A Pro Bowl that year, but
he really wasn't though.
Yeah, that defensive line was balling that year. He was making a lot of plays because people had to throw that ball up in the air. Miz, what do you think Pinnock and Nubin at the safety positions with the loss of Xavier McKinney? How do you think our safety position goes into 2024? Do you believe in them? How do you feel that Pinnock and Tyler Nubin play off each other this year? Pause.
No, I believe in them. I think I want to see Pinnock come up and again. I want to see him play the run. I want him to be strong against the running game. I know what he could do in the secondary. He definitely has a knack for the ball. And I'm extremely high on Nubin. I think that Nubin is going to, I think he's going to make us forget about McKinney real quick, to be honest with you. I like this kid Nubin a lot. He looks like he's a thumper also. So I think the safeties will be fine, and yeah, I think they'll get better as the season goes.
Okay. The last thing I want to talk about before we get out of here. This has been a heck of a stream, man. I do appreciate all you guys, all the birthday wishes for Big Lou. He definitely appreciates that, man. He's 1 year away from 60. What do you believe in Deonte Banks this year? Now, we face receiver after receiver after receiver after receiver this year. Just to name you some of the names. We start off with Addison and Justin Jefferson. We go to people like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. We go to people like Scary Terry over there in Washington. We play him twice. We play A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith twice. We play C.D. Lamb twice. We play Drake London. We play Xavier Legette and Deontay Johnson with the Panthers. We play the Ravens with Zay Flowers. We play the Saints with their receivers. We play the Colts with the guy they drafted from Texas and Michael Pittman. And that's just the light part of it. That's like one of the light games with Michael Pittman, and he's a top receiver in this league. Do you think that would there be too much pressure on Deonte Banks to take on all these number one receivers this year? Not to mention Amari Cooper over there with the Browns. It's crazy out here. You got George Pickens with the Steelers. It's crazy out here this year. We play a top receiver damn near every week.
Right. Yeah, we do.
Do you believe that's too much pressure on the young gunner, Deonte Banks?
I will say this. I think initially I was worried. But again, shout out to Mizaroni, my guy, and the birthday boy Lou. They've been singing this Adoree Jackson shit all off season. All off season. And he's back. And you know what? Good for the Giants. Because guess what, Pat? Now, Deonte Banks is breathing a little sigh of relief. Damn. It ain't just me out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? At least Adoree know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, now, I don't think Adoree is that much of a leader that's going to elevate anybody. But I think he does command respect in that locker room. This dude has played high level football in his career. So, again, good for the Giants because now you're not leaving your number one corner on some real number one type ish because it was about to get real funky out there for Banks this year. I'm gonna tell you why, because that second cornerback spot, yeah, they just gonna attack that spot. But guess what? Now you're also able to attack Banks now. Because at some point you're gonna want to roll coverage over to the other side. Now you're asking your corner to be on the island all the time with AJ Brown and all these receivers. So, I mean, all game. You know what I mean, Pat? You know the schematics of it. You're not gonna leave no corner on the island all game long.
Right.
But yeah, that's what you will be asking Banks to do at that point. So that's why I think this is a good thing, and I think now I'm not worried about Banks at all. In any type of sophomore slump or anything like that. I think he's going to come into the season as confident as ever. And Malik Nabers is definitely going to push him in practice, to be great. So I'm good with Banks, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as far as Deontay Banks, like I said, this year it's going to be even better for him. Because last year, like I said, we blitzed a lot. When you blitz a lot, you're going to leave your DBs on the island. This year, with the pressure coming from the front four, it helps Deontay Banks because now he could be a press man. You know what I'm saying? He could be pressing up there to throw receivers off, and then he's also gonna have help. You know what I'm saying? If we got 7 guys back, so I mean it's gonna give you even more confidence too. To take on these guys and stuff like that. So it works in his favor to me this year with Shane Bowen's defensive system. Like I said, that's why I can't wait to see how it's gonna be. But hey, if you got pressure from the front four and you could do a press man, to knock the receiver off, the timing route, it helps out even better. And he is a physical corner, so that helps him out a lot. So I'm not worried about Deontay Banks this year.
Miz, let you get the last thing on the last subject, man. What do you think about Banks going into this season? Do you think he survives? Do you think it's too much pressure for the young man? What you think, brother?
No, I think Banks, to be honest, I think Banks, he has to show us something. I still gotta see him show me some elite cornerback play, but going up against all those elite wide receivers, that honestly is how you make a kid into a man. So he could grow a lot this year, and then maybe you might see a real star next year.
Okay. Well, that's been the show tonight, man. Did a couple of new things for you guys tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. You will see us tomorrow night calling the first football game of the season for the NFL. Ravens versus Chiefs. Jackson versus Kermit the Frog Mahomes. I will be enjoying calling that game for you live tomorrow on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. I'd like to thank everybody that tuned in. I'd like to thank everybody who shared their opinions and the recruiting that went on tonight. Hopefully we can get those guys on the Big Blue Crew Network for you here soon so Miz could get some help. Because Miz has been holding it down. I'm super proud of you, bro. I told you.
Hang back for a second, Miz. Give me like 10 minutes.
Let me tell these guys to look for my Mrs. Picks Week 1 coming up in the next day or two. And I'll give you one game for tomorrow night. The Kansas City Chiefs win the game outright.
All right. They got them favored by 3.5, so it is what it is. But, hey, we can't end the show without sending somebody to the gulag. So, Aquarius, you just happen to be right here, and look what you're saying. Nobody fears this team, but we should fear them. And you mean the same Jackson who got cooked last year. Yeah, the same guy. New system, new player, new year. But hey,
About
it
to
is
get
what
cooked,
it is.
Aquarius. I'm gonna
Right.
light it up.
Aquarius, you know what it is, man. Welcome to the gulag.
Looks like we got another one! On the ground! This is the gulag. In here, you fight to win back your life. Kids! Let's go!
This has been a Big Blue Crew Sports Network production.